Let's bring in Democratic Representative Jackie Speier, a member of the Intelligence Committee, which will conduct those public hearings this week. Thanks so much for joining us. Let me ask you, Robert Mueller's public testimony earlier this year did not galvanize public opinion on the findings of his investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. And while this is obviously a different allegation, how do you make a stronger public case this time?
I think for a number of reasons. First of all, Bob Mueller's report was 400 pages long, had a lot of legalese. This is a very simple, straightforward act. The president broke the law. He went on a telephone call with the president of Ukraine and said, "I have a favor, though," and then proceeded to ask for an investigation of his rival. And this is a very strong case of bribery because you have an elected official, the president, demanding action of a foreign country in this case, and providing something of value, which is the investigation, and he is withholding aid, which is that official act. And the Constitution is very clear: treason, bribery, or acts of omission. And in this case, it is clearly one of those.
Obviously, Republicans would disagree with you on a lot of that. Republicans sent their list of witnesses that they want to call as part of the Intelligence Committee's public impeachment hearings yesterday. It included the whistleblower and Hunter Biden. But this is what Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff said in a statement last night. This inquiry is not and will not serve, however, as a vehicle to undertake the same sham investigation into the Bidens or 2016. And in a letter to Republicans, Schiff calling the whistleblower's testimony redundant and unnecessary and would only place their personal safety at grave risk. It doesn't sound like the chairman will allow Biden or the whistleblower to testify, as the Republicans have requested. If you're able to guarantee his or her safety, why shouldn't the whistleblower testify?
Well, the whistleblower actually provided a document. He was third hand. We have Colonel Vindman, who was actually on the call, who will be in a position, I think, to testify. And so you have a much more direct person to speak to about the events. And you have the actual transcript that the president himself provided that is corroboration. So you have, what we have to prove, though, is corrupt intent. And we prove corrupt intent by showing, first of all, the money was withheld. Secondly, there was concealment. There's concealment by virtue of having that transcript put into a special server. You have concealment because you have persons within the administration who are prevented from testifying. You then go further and you have this diversion by the president by trying to focus on the whistleblower, who legally has a right not to be
but Congresswoman, even though they're
shadow government.
Even though there may be a legal right, our Terry Moran was just saying, it's someone the people might want to hear from. For political benefit, is that something you should consider, having the whistleblower come forward, because Republicans have made such an issue of this?
I think the Republicans are making an issue of anything that they think will give them some gravitas. The only thing that the whistleblower can say is that he was told by other peoples about the phone call. We have the other people coming forward to actually testify. So you have direct evidence, not indirect evidence. And the whistleblower has great risk associated with his life right now. And he also has the right under the law, under the whistleblower statute, to have his whistleblower complaint filed and for him to be anonymous. And we feel very strongly about whistleblower protection.
And you have said the rules driving the impeachment process are very equal, and yet Chairman Schiff can turn down those GOP witnesses, and the White House lawyers are not allowed to participate in public hearings before the House Intelligence Committee. How is that very equal?
Well, there are other witnesses the Republicans have requested that I would think that the chairman is going to make available to testify. Tim Morrison is one, Kurt Volker is another. We want to stay focused on the Ukraine call, and having Hunter Biden come in is unrelated to the Ukraine call. And so that becomes irrelevant. The whistleblower, again, has protection. As it relates to having the witnesses be questioned by someone within the White House, that can, in fact, happen. The president can have a conclusion that he can reach at the end of the actual Judiciary Committee hearing. And all we're asking for is that we receive what we are rightly deserving, which is the documentation from State Department, all of which has been withheld, and then primary people like Mulvaney, who is the chief of staff, who took direct orders from the president, of course, is using this phony argument of absolute immunity, which doesn't exist in the law.
Okay, we thank you for joining us this morning, Congresswoman Speier.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.